Hello, guys. Good day, everyone. I'm going to be the host of the Gemini AI Hackathon winner stream. My name is Katya. Today, we're going to listen to the outstanding work of the most talented teams. Before we start into their presentation, I would like to give a mic to the partners of ours, through Ever. We are going to hear from a couple of words from Lofred and then Joshua. So I'm passing the mic to you guys. Lofred, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Can you see me though? I don't see if it works well.
Not yet. We can just hear you.
Okay, that's fine. You cannot see me though. Okay, never mind. Well, thanks everyone for joining. Sorry for the delay. We're really excited about the great submissions that we received from the winning teams. It has been a short but very intensive hackathon, and we're gonna just going to let's hear from the winners, and then we're going to discuss the next steps.
All right. So, okay, then I would like to share some numbers of the past event. So, this Gemini AI Hackathon actually collected pretty outstanding numbers. We have over the 1K participants. We have around 240 teams and 56 AI applications by the end. So now I'm slowly moving to the stage where our finalists are going to present their presentations. So if you don't mind, let's start with the content compass, and Gustavo is going to share his presentation and present today. Thanks.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you see me? Great. Let me share my screen very quick. Okay, can you see my presentation now?
Yes, we can.
Thank you. Okay, I'm here to introduce you Content Compass. Have you ever tried to create a video about something and search in YouTube ways about how to do it, guidelines, tips? Even for this hackathon, there's a video about how to create a video. So the process of watching all those videos and then writing down the guidelines and then comparing, evaluating is very time consuming. So the challenge here is to create a system that allows you to align a content source, like a guideline set, with a content you produce. So then you can see how aligned these two are. So the advantage are you can automatically align the guidelines with your content. You can have scores and feedback. And you can also classify and get analytics without any manual revision. So how it works? Step one is to input the guidelines content source. So for example, this video about Lab AI criteria for the hackathons. And then the second one is the content you want to compare with. So you create both contents, and then you run the analysis, and you will receive feedback and a score. Both transcript and video will be analyzed using Gemini Vision. This is also using TrueLens under the hood. to evaluate the quality of both the guidelines extraction and also the congruence of the feedback provided against the content transcription. So why this is big? There's a huge market behind the video streaming market. So every second counts for recreational content, business content. There's a lot of money invested in ads. So it is very important to create great content. Very quickly about the business model, we were thinking on billing per minute, per report generated, and also providing support and custom development for specific company guidelines. I will stop here and show you the demo, and then we can discuss about more features, okay? So this is the application. Everything starts creating content. So first, we create our content. For this case, I uploaded the Create Your Perfect presentation. And also, I uploaded a hackathon video submission. And then I created an analysis. So as you can see, it extracted from this video these guidelines. Keep the presentation under 5 minutes, include an introduction, describe the solution, etc. And then evaluated this other video based on these guidelines. Another example is one for viral videos. So in the left, we have a video about how to do perfect short form storytelling. And in the right, a video of a very popular YouTuber. So as you can see, she knows what she's doing, right? Very high score. It meets all the criteria. And the last one, it is a visual analysis to demonstrate this will not only evaluate the transcript, but also the video. So for example, wear white clothes, it is a 0 because he's wearing black clothes. Then wear facial hair, a 10 because it's true, and also the headphones. So back to the presentation. Our roadmap is to support more sources, not only YouTube links, also support more specific use cases to make this easier to use. Allows also batch processing. So instead of manually putting one URL to specify a bigger set of videos to analyze. Also custom reports and connectors. So you can connect this evaluation to analytics like, for example, YouTube views or YouTube, like how much time people is viewing your video, and compare it with the results of these guidelines following. So additional use cases are for social media platforms, digital advertising, e-learning, news media and journalism, and corporate compliance. Because guidelines are limitless. This is my team, shout out for them. And here it finished. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gustavo. Thank you. So now we are ready to move to Q&A. We have 4 minutes. Regarding the your presentation, yes, so judges now can ask any questions that they might have regarding your project. So please, Lofred or Joshua, if you're here, go ahead and ask your questions. Well, all right. I guess if there is no questions, then thank you very much for your presentation, Gustavo. Very perfect on timing, very clear. Now we have to move to the second team. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you. Yes. And the second team would be Nextail, and the presenter today is Anirat. So Anirat, let me welcome you on the stage. Hey, hey. Please
Hello.
share your screen. Yes. And as soon as you share, we can start. And you have also 5 minutes. Thank you.
Is my screen visible?
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, I guess it's visible. Okay, great. So hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. And we are Team Nextail, and we present to you Nextail AI, the complete AI front-end developer suite. So at its core, we have two main features, which is your CSS to Tailwind CSS converter and your UI to code converter. So now time for a quick backstory before I show you how it works. Now, how did we get to this idea? Well, our team has a bunch of developers who work on various frameworks. One day it might be Stack, another day it might be Next.js. So we often find ourselves migrating our code from a particular framework to another. And last time around, it was CSS to Tailwind CSS. So we decided to build this tool. But then already such tools exist. But the main thing that they lack is either they are error prone or they cut off at some point. And the other thing is that the only way of knowing whether the code given is wrong or correct is when you copy paste in your local developer environment. So there's a lot of friction in this process. So we try to reduce that. And for the second idea, well, on my team, you often see UI designers arguing with the front-end developers on they didn't replicate their mockups that they created exactly as they wanted. And that's where we used UI to code as a help tool. Now, okay, enough talk. Let me show you the demo for it. So firstly, we'll be seeing the CSS to Tailwind CSS converter. And for the demo, we'll be using this cute image of kittens. This is a card. And let me show you this. Okay, so this is our website. And when you choose CSS to Tailwind CSS, and here we enter the code, CSS code. Here it is. Just a sec. Yeah, this is the code. Here's the CSS. Now we hit convert. So while it's loading, I'll just quickly say what's happening behind the scene. Firstly, the CSS code is taken from the user and it is sent into the question chain, which is powered by Gemini and LangChain. So it creates a context for the model, and that context is applied along with the prompt to the answer chain to give you the output. Now here we can see the output, and it's pretty fast as it's done by Gemini. And yeah, and the game changer fact is that this HTML preview, a lot of existing tools lack this. And here you can see it is live edit. So if you type anything, it just shows up over here. Yeah. And for the next one, which is our UI to code. So for that, we'll be using this simple login screen. And so let's choose that login screen. And of course, let's hit convert. And if you want, you can type the prompt. But by default, it generates you Tailwind CSS and HTML code. And depending on your framework, you can just input that prompt and it gives you the code. So what's happening in the backend is that the UI by the user is supplied as a prompt to the Gemini Pro Vision model, which is paired up with Llama Index. And that model is selected on the basis of the evaluation done by TrueLens, where we have created multiple versions by tweaking the hyperparameters. And the best model is chosen and gives the output. And again, it's pretty fast. And here you can see it is pretty accurate what we wanted. At least it's 95% accurate. So that is it for this main thing. Now let's just quickly go over this is the TrueLens output I was talking about, which we used. Now let's quickly go over the tech stack that we used. So we used Django for the backend of the website, and LangChain and Llama Index to harness the power of Gemini AI. And we use AstraDB as the tech stack, and TrueLens for evaluation. And Cohere, we used it for ranking the documents. And finally, the entire thing is hosted on DigitalOcean. So now, before I leave you guys, I want to tease you guys with something which we are working on. It is chapter documentation of Next.js 14 and Tailwind CSS. So it is currently work in progress. It is something we are definitely working on. We are especially excited to use the RAG triad by TrueLens. It's pretty interesting. We are trying to use the custom RAG that they are given to us. And yeah, I promise you.
Sorry to interrupt you, but 5 minutes has been up.
Yeah, I was wrapping it up. So yeah, okay. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Really sounds like something revolutionary for front-end help and for conversion between the codes. So now we have also time for Q&A. So judges, if anything else they want to say, please go ahead. Very great presentation. All right, so cool. Well, I guess no one is speaking up. Then we can go to our third participant, which is Basim. He's going to present Gemini Hire. Yeah, and yeah, Basim, let's make sure that you can stream. And
sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. So I'm Basim, and let me introduce you to Gemini Hire, job application simplified with generative AI. So a bit of backstory. I'm a grad student. I'm finishing up grad school, and I'm looking for full-time job opportunities. And every now and then I see a job that fits. And I click autofill with resume on the application. And so I can actually show you what happens. You know, it gets some of the details correct, but then sometimes the date is missing. And as I scroll below, there are more details missing. You know, it gets worse and worse. And this is quite frustrating for me because I have to manually spend a lot of time filling those details in, and you can multiply that time by the number of applications I end up filling. You know, it's a lot of time wasted, and I really want to solve that problem. And the fundamental problem is resumes are unstructured data. There is no one-size-fits-all resume. They all look different. They come in all sizes and shapes. And so we need a more modern solution. And that's where Gemini Hire comes. So it takes your resume, it as a PDF, takes an image of it, uses Gemini Vision Pro to sort of transcribe the image into a JSON file with all your details. And then it uses Gemini Text to conduct 3 sub-applications that will further help you in the job application process. So that could be, you know, personalized cover letter writer, interview questions generator, and so on. And of course, to evaluate how the LLM performs, we have TrueLens that evaluates your model against a resume bank of about 30 resumes. So let me actually show you how it works. I've already populated it with my resume in the interest of time. And I've also copy-pasted a job description from the TrueAir website that looked interesting to me. And so you can see on the right is an image of my resume, and it doesn't look too fancy. It's a pretty standard resume. And so when I click JSON output, you can see a lot of the details that were once missing are now present. And so it does a much better job than the current resume parsers like we just saw. And so with that JSON output, I can, create interview questions using Gemini text. So there are a mix of technical and behavioral questions here. Can also generate a cover letter, and that is specific to the job description I pasted. And finally, there's also a skill gap analysis generator that shows where, based on my resume and the job description, there are gaps and recommendations on how I can improve my resume. And to really improve my product, I used TrueLens custom feedback functions. Specifically, I had a custom feedback function for each sub-application. And I'll be talking about these more. And so using TrueLens in this iterative cycle of, improving the product, testing it on TrueLens, I was able to, improve the TrueLens metric by a pretty respectable amount. And you might be wondering, how exactly did I improve the product? Well, it involved a lot of clever prompt engineering. For example, I adopted a persona for each of the sub-applications. I told the prompt, act as if you're an experienced interviewer or a cover letter writer. I used delimiters very carefully. Whenever I could provide examples, I provided them. But instead of just saying that, let me show you an actual example. So this is the prompt I started with. I said, give 3 interview questions based on the JSON data. And you can see the questions generated are not bad. I mean, it's zero-shot learning, but they are quite wordy and they're not, targeted questions. And so after using TrueLens, I was able to come up with a much better prompt. So you can see here, this is a much better version of the prompt where I say, assume the role of an experienced interviewer. I give it a specific example, and you can see that it improved the TrueLens evaluator score from 7 to 9. And so in conclusion, job applications can be a very daunting process. It can be hard and time consuming, but with Gemini Hire, as I've shown today, it makes the process way easier. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Basim. Thank you. Very, very useful thing. As for now, we went through 3 presentations, and now it's a fair time to make a small pause. Feel free to take a break for about 5 minutes. We will let our judges to decide on the participation of each team, and then we're coming back live in 5 minutes with the results. So stay tuned. Hey guys again. So we've come up with the decision about the judgment for this competition. And I want to start from the third place. So we decided Content Compass is going to take over of the third place. And let me just remind that the prize for that place would be $600 in cash prize and $1,000 in Google Cloud credits. So congratulations to Content Compass.
Thank you.
Yes, the second place is actually taken by Gemini Hire. It's also an amazing idea. The price that you're going to get is $1,400 cash and also $3,000 cash in Google Cloud credits. Very smart idea, very good potential for the job seekers. Please keep working on that project further. And as you might guess, the first place, the hackathon winner, is actually Nextail. This choice was obviously, of course, like the complexity of their applications, right? Like what they created in terms of conversions and usage for front-end developers in the future has a high potential, and also the complexity of the project. That's what helped them to take over in this competition. And the final prize for the hackathon winner will be $2,000 cash and also $4,000 cash in Google Cloud credits. So thank you guys. With that being said, I wanted to let you know that the judgment was also based within the team. However, True Arrow were the pickers of these three teams from 56 AI applications. So thank you very much for watching the stream today. I wish you a great rest of the day and never stop building and creating. See ya.